Happy New Year! So happy 2023. For my very first video of the year, I knew that I wanted to come on here and share with you guys my best fragrance discoveries of 2022. So if you're interested, then just keep watching. Before we get into the video, I do want to quickly introduce myself for those of you who may be new here. My name is Aisha. I make videos about fragrance, beauty, luxury, and lifestyle. If those are things you're interested in, please consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I was gonna do 22 fragrances of 2022, but I thought to myself, Aisha, is that really fair? Like, are you really giving them the best of the best if you do 22 fragrances? And then I told myself, no, you're not. So I decided to do my top 10. However, I have some cheats because I couldn't help myself. I looked back over all the fragrances that I have purchased over the last year, and I think it came out to be around 60 fragrances that I've purchased in 2022, which is a lot, but it's a lot. Let's not make any excuses. It's a lot. But I wanted to share that with you all because I want you to know that out of all those fragrances I purchased, these are the ones that I felt like needed to be included for my 2022 roundup. So like I said, I picked out 10 fragrances, and then I have 3 little bonus categories at the end. So it's kind of like 3 bonuses, a little bit of a cheat. But once we get to the end of the video, I'll kind of tell you like why those are bonuses and why I decided to include them in this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So besides those last 3 fragrances that I just mentioned, these will be in no particular order. I'm just pulling out of my handy dandy little box here. So first fragrance that I have here is Zergoff Herbalpura. So this fragrance was something that I turned to a lot for the summertime. I know this is an old fragrance, but I just picked it up this year and I don't know what took me so long. I love it. This is a blast of fruity notes accompanied by amber and musk. So to me, the fruity notes are very prominent, and I don't pick a particular fruit that stands out. To me, it smells like a bowl of all kinds of like mixed fruits, including some tropical fruits. And then as this fragrance dries down, you definitely get a musk and an amber that comes out, but it's a heavy musk and amber, but not heavy in the sense of feeling cozy. To me, this fragrance is best suited for hot weather because that musk and amber kind of really push those fruity notes out. And the way this just works on the skin in hot weather, it just does something to me, does something to others. This is one that I can wear if I want to be noticed. I haven't worn it on a cold day yet, to be completely honest with you all, because I kind of feel like this is just like more so summer, out in the sun, when there's a nice little breeze. Because of how strong it is, I'm pretty sure that if you like this scent profile, I'm pretty sure you could wear it year round because I think it's strong enough to cut through layers of clothing. So again, that is Zergoff Herbalpura. The next fragrance that I have is Amouage Overture Woman. Now this fragrance was not a blind buy, believe it or not. Y'all know I'm like the blind buy queen. But this was one that I actually went in store and smelled, and my husband purchased it for me. And I absolutely love this fragrance. So it is a boozy, quite boozy scent that kind of smells like there's apple in here, but I'm pretty sure apple is not a note. But to me, it kind of smells like a boozy red apple mixed with some deeper, darker fruits. There is definitely a kind of leathery note in this fragrance and some spicy notes in this fragrance. The spices to me kind of smell like cinnamon or nutmeg. And overall, there's kind of a lot going on in this fragrance, but it's blended so well together. This is not a safe blind buy, but I think it's so unique. It's so sexy. I love this for date night. Now, it may look like I haven't used very much of it, but that's because this fragrance is pretty strong. And I think this is more of a date night fragrance. So although it looks like I have no dent, I have a little one. And I feel like that's a lot for the type of fragrance that it is for me. I don't go on that many dates. I mean, I did kind of at the beginning of this year, but since I got this fragrance, I haven't been on that many dates, to be honest, but I've gone to it quite often when I am going on a date. So I feel like I've gotten a lot of good use out of it, and like, look at that little dent, y'all. I'm proud of that little dent. So again, that is Amouage Overture Woman. This next fragrance, I feel like was the queen of spring summer for me. This is Kajal Lamar. So this is a gorgeous pineapple scent. The pineapple in this is gorgeous. It is sweet, but it's also quite tart as well. So it's like the perfect level of ripeness, in my opinion, when it comes to pineapple. But in addition to the pineapple, there are definitely some deeper notes in this fragrance that really ground it, that really make it stand out and make it unique. To me, this fragrance smells like it has a woody, ambery base to it. And that just really, I don't know, there is something magnificent about this fragrance. I do have an entire video dedicated to this fragrance that I will link for you all, but I definitely got a lot of use out of this spring summer. I've even layered this fragrance. Now, I'm not a big layerer, but I did layer this with another fragrance a couple times this year, and I really enjoyed it, and it really made me kind of love that other fragrance even more. It's not in this video, but I know Lamar got a lot of hype in 2021, but I was late on the bandwagon for this fragrance, and I still think it deserves all the hype as we're going into 2023. So again, that is Kajal Lamar. The next fragrance is another fragrance that I was pretty late to the game on, but I am glad that I jumped on the bandwagon. This is Mugler Angel Nova. So this is the fruity floral scent that I never knew I needed. The fruit in this is just so juicy smelling. I believe it's raspberry is the main fruit that I'm getting, and it gives it that sweetness but a little bit of tartness. And then the floral in this, I'm pretty sure is rose, but it doesn't, like, you can smell the rose, but it doesn't like overtake the scent. I'm not a big rose lover, which is why I stayed away from this fragrance for so long, because I thought it was more like a rose scent. People can compare it to Parfums de Marly Delina, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Not that I dislike that fragrance, but it's not in my collection. I don't love it. I don't need it. So that's what kept me away from this fragrance for so long. But when I finally tried it, like, I absolutely fell in love. There's something about that juiciness mixed with that floral sweetness, and the way this just comes off the skin, the eye, can't get enough. I have a little dent. I mean, it's probably not that impressive, but I got this in the summer, and when I purchased it, it was kind of close to the end of summer where I was kind of getting ready to switch into my fall scents, but I still wore this quite a bit. You don't need a lot of this fragrance. It lasts a long time on my skin, and people tend to love this on me, and I love it on myself. So again, that is Mugler Angel Nova. The next fragrance is from Initio, and this is Paragon. So again, I have a video talking all about this fragrance that I will link for you all, but this is an odd fragrance, but it's also great. So to me, it kind of smells like a mixture of spices and tobacco and herbal notes. And when I smelled this on paper, it wasn't an immediate love for me, but this is one that really blossoms on the skin. It's quite unique, but not in an offensive way at all. So if you are looking to try this fragrance, you definitely need to try this on your skin. Smelling on paper, I just feel like it doesn't give it justice. And the real glory is in wearing this fragrance, walking around, getting little whiffs of it throughout the day. It's quite long lasting, but it's not a beast in my opinion as far as projection, but it is quite long lasting and one that you will smell on yourself throughout the entire wear of it. And surprisingly enough, although this is a pretty unique scent, I did get some really great compliments wearing this fragrance. So definitely check out my video for more information on that. But this is one that I have thoroughly enjoyed wearing since I purchased it. So again, that is Initio Paragon. This next fragrance is more of a recent love, but it's already came and earned its spot in this list. So I feel like that's pretty impressive. So this is Amouage Material. I picked this fragrance up for my birthday, which is in September, the end of September. And so I haven't had it a super long time, and at the same time I picked up a ton of other fragrances. So this is one that I kind of sat to the side and didn't really use up until the last month or two, but let me tell y'all, this fragrance is so addictive. Since I started wearing this, I have wanted to keep wearing this, and it's absolutely stunning. I didn't even talk about how it smelled, but this is a spicy vanilla scent, and there's also some frankincense in this that gives it this extra special resinous old world touch. There's something about this fragrance that feels nostalgic to me, but I have not figured out why, but it definitely does. And I feel like for Amouage, this one walks the line of being one of their more wearable scents, but it's still not boring, not basic at all. This is not your basic vanilla. Don't get it twisted. I know a lot of people have been talking about this fragrance, so you may think that it's just another basic boring vanilla. That is not the case at all. It still gives me that Amouage twist that I like without being so complex that it's hard for people to understand or to love. So again, this one is Amouage Material. This next fragrance is from Nobile 1942, and this is Ledanza de Libellule. We're just gonna call it Ledanza. I cannot say the name of it for the life of me. I have tried looking it up. I've tried listening to it, but guys, I'm doing the best I can, okay? So we're gonna call this Ledanza. This is a gorgeous scent. This is a sweet, like caramel apple scent that has a sparkling nature to it. It's really sweet, but I feel like it's done in a sophisticated way. So although I think this fragrance is kind of playful and fun, it's also sophisticated and grown up and not overdone in any manner. It is so good. This is one that I just think smells delicious, and it wears really well on the skin. It's not too heavy, so I feel like I can actually get away with wearing this year round, which is definitely a plus for me. So look at my dent, y'all. Like, I am so proud of these dents. I think I got this one probably in like September, October. It might have been part of my birthday haul. I can't quite remember, but I haven't had it too long, and I absolutely have been loving it. So again, that is Nobile 1942 Ledanza. This next fragrance is one that I actually haven't worn in a while, but when I purchased it, I wore it a ton. And this is none other than Louis Vuitton City of Stars. So this is the citrus fragrance that came in and knocked all the other citruses out of the way in my collection. I still have some other citrus fragrances in my collection, don't get me wrong, but this is like my go-to citrus fragrance. So it smells like lemon and lime mix. There's a little bit of sweetness to it, but then you also have that sharp nature of lemon and lime. There's also some floral notes in this fragrance. I forget which ones, but if I had to guess just based on smell, I believe it's orange blossom, like a sweeter floral, but not too sweet. Again, everything in this fragrance is just very well blended. Everything is so well balanced, and I love it. It wears really well on the skin for a floral fragrance, and it lasts a long time for a floral fragrance. Again, I do have a video all about this fragrance that I will link for you all, but y'all need to see this dent. Like, I don't know if y'all can tell because it's kind of dark in here and the color, but look at that dent, y'all. Look at that dent. Like, do y'all see that? Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing right now? Like, this is amazing. And this was a blind buy for me, a very risky blind buy. But it was a blind buy for me, and I thoroughly enjoyed wearing it this year. It's really hard for me to fall in love with a citrus fragrance, but this is one that managed to come in and make me fall in love. So had to be in this list, City of Stars from Louis Vuitton. So I'm looking at the next two fragrances, and I know I just said it was hard for a citrus fragrance to come in and steal my heart, but apparently I'm a liar because the next two fragrances kind of have citrusy notes, but they're a little different. So this next fragrance is Initio Musk Therapy, and this is a citrusy musk fragrance. Now, the way it differs from City of Stars is this probably has some musk in it, but I think of this as more as like a clean citrus fragrance, citrus floral. This one to me has this very clean musk to go along with those citruses, and the citruses to me stick around in this fragrance the entire time. So although I think of this as a citrusy musk, I feel like it kind of sits in a different category than City of Stars. That probably makes no sense, but this fragrance is one of those that you definitely have to spray on your skin. Smelling it from the paper, you're not gonna get its full beauty. You may not understand the hype, but wearing this all over your body is something different entirely. This is one that's kind of hard for me to explain because again, the blend is so well done. And that is one thing that I have grown to love over this past year about Initio fragrances. I did add quite a few to my collection this year, and all of them are like so well done, well blended. Hard to pick out specific notes, but they give you this nice feeling. So to me, this is like clean girl vibes. I wore this a lot this summer, but I think you can definitely wear this year round. When you want to just smell nice and clean and sophisticated, but still quite unique. This fragrance to me has a balance of a tartness and a sweetness to it. It's not a sweet fragrance by any means, but the musk does have a little bit of sweetness that I can't quite explain, but it's good, y'all. I feel like I explained this fragrance horribly, so that just means you need to go to your local Neiman Marcus, okay? Don't wear any fragrance. Go to your local Neiman Marcus or wherever sells Initio, spray this all over your body, and come back and report later about what you think about it. So again, that is Initio Musk Therapy. This next fragrance is from Bond number 9, and this is Greenwich Village. Again, I have a video talking all about this fragrance, but I love this fragrance this year. I actually think that this and Musk Therapy are a bit similar, but definitely worth having both. So again, a citrusy musk in my opinion. I've heard a lot of different things about this fragrance from different people. This is one you need to spray on your skin. I feel like everybody interprets this fragrance so differently. But to me, I get like a citrusy musk mixed with some amber. And when I first sprayed this, I got Baccarat vibes, but now when I smell it, I don't smell Baccarat at all. Like within the first, I think, few days of me wearing it, it no longer smelled like Baccarat to me. So if you have sprayed this in store and thought it smelled like Baccarat, go back and try it again, because I thought the same thing when I first sprayed it, but once I actually wore it, no, it's definitely its own fragrance. It's gorgeous. It has this very airy nature. To me, this is a sweeter scent than Musk Therapy, but I do think they kind of sit in the same category. This is absolutely gorgeous. Again, very hard for me to explain how it smells, but it's amazing. Check out my video if you want to know more details on this fragrance, but I love it. I feel like I'm a little nervous because I can't see through this bottle. I'm gonna have to try to shine a light through it and see it. But I feel like when I shake it, I can hear the liquid move a lot, which to me seems like I've used a lot of it, which is a little bit scary because this is not a cheap fragrance. But I have used it a lot and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I wore it a lot more during the summer, but this is definitely a year-round appropriate scent. So again, that is Greenwich Village from Bond number 9. So that was the 10. For the last 3 fragrances, they're not necessarily honorable mentions because I feel like they deserve their own spot on this list. But I have 3 categories I'm going to share. So first up is the best fragrance that I received via PR in 2022. So to clarify that, in 2022, I did have quite a few fragrances sent to me from different brands, and I'm very thankful for that. I do purchase most of my fragrances, but anytime a company wants to send me a fragrance for me to try out, as long as there are no like real requirements on it, I am excited to receive it. So the best PR fragrance that I received is from House of Sillage, and this is Cream Chiffon. And y'all have to see this dent. You have to see it, okay? You probably can't see it, okay? I'm gonna have to show y'all in a close-up maybe, but look at that dent. Look at that dent. I have used up so much of this fragrance and it is such a good one. This is a beautiful, creamy, lemony, whipped cream scent. This is a true gourmand, but it's done in a very sophisticated way. This is kind of more of an airy scent. It's not too thick. You can definitely wear this year round, and I absolutely did. I especially like wearing this to bed, but I have worn it out and about as well, and it's amazing. I love it, and you can tell by the dent that I've gotten a lot of use out of this fragrance this year. So again, that is Cream Chiffon by House of Sillage. This next category is my most used new fragrance of 2022. So the way I try to think about it is, number 1, it had to be purchased in 2022. Number 2, I kind of looked at it proportionately. So if I got a fragrance in January versus a fragrance I got in December, I looked at, proportionally over time, which fragrance have I used the most. So the fragrance that I have is Another 13 by Le Labo. And this is not one that I talk about much, but this was actually my birthday scent. I got this for my birthday and actually wore it on my birthday. I was on a plane. This is one of those kind of airy molecular scents. So to some people it smells woody. Some people are unable to smell this at all. But what I get is a sweet, woody, airy scent that also smells like it could have a little bit of musk in there. But this is one of those fragrances that is a super easy reach for me because it's never too much. This is one that I feel like I can't overdo. I don't always smell it on myself, but most of the time I do smell it on myself and other people smell it on me, especially if I'm outside. I think this works really well on a warm day outside where there's a breeze. You will catch whiffs of it. So let me show you the dent, okay? So I know that probably doesn't look like that much to y'all, and this is the smaller bottle. However, like I said, I got this fragrance in September and I am probably just over 50% left, I think. If I had to guess, I would say I'm probably about 65% left in this bottle. So that's a lot, y'all. That's a lot. I am shocked at how much I use this because it's not one that I talk about. It's kind of one of those ones that I just wear and kind of take for granted. I love it, but it's not one that has a big wow factor for a lot of people, but it is an everyday type soldier. And obviously I've been using it because I got a lot of fragrances for my birthday. Let me just tell you. I got a lot of fragrances and I've gotten a lot of fragrances since my birthday and I still have this big of a dent in it. So again, that is Le Labo, another 13. Now this last category is going to be my best blind buy of 2022. Y'all know I blind buy a lot of fragrances, but I have to be honest with y'all. This is my best discovery period of 2022. I have loved this fragrance since the moment I first got it. When I thought about doing this video, this was the first fragrance that popped into my head. So not only is it my best blind buy, it is my best fragrance discovery period of 2022. So this is none other than Initio Absolute Aphrodisiac. I have talked about this a lot, but I have used it even more than I have talked about it. This is a gorgeous, spicy, sexy vanilla scent. It has, to me, a somewhat fizzy nature, kind of similar to what you get in Hypnotic Poison. They do not smell the same, but there is something about the texture of this fragrance that smells similar to that. It's just so good. The vanilla in this is unmatched. There is an animalic note in this, and I don't know if that's what's making it so different for me, so addictive for me, but this is one that I cannot get enough of. I cannot get enough of. I tried to like shine a light on it to see how much I've used because I've used this quite a bit, but I can't tell y'all. I really can't. I can hear it shaking around in there. So I don't know. I would be interested to see how far my dent is because I absolutely love this fragrance. Hands down, best purchase of 2022, best blind buy of 2022. Like, if you've been thinking about this fragrance, just get it. Don't let the animalic note scare you. I know when you see that little picture of that little critter on Fragrantica's website, I was turned off when I saw that initially when I first heard about this fragrance, probably well over a year ago. But I'm glad I decided to give it a try because this has came in and changed the game for me. I love this fragrance. Can't imagine myself without it anymore. So again, that is Initio Absolute Aphrodisiac. So those were my best fragrance discoveries of 2022. Let me know in the comments down below if you've tried any of the fragrances that I mentioned. What do you think of them? Also, let us know in the comments, what were your top 3 fragrance discoveries of 2022? Let us share so we all can enjoy the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss a video from me. I typically upload videos 3 times a week, so make sure you have those notification bells on so that you don't miss out. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me over there. I love to chit chat with you guys in my stories and in my DMs. And for 2023, I am going to try to be a little bit more active on Instagram. So make sure you're following me to see what we have in store. I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.